Hello there, Scotty. You're not. Time has come for me to finally review M3GAN or M3GAN or whatever you want to call it, the AI doll movie that was released back in January of this year, last month. It was clearly trying to stick it to the Child's Play remake. I mean, this is by Universal, who make the Child's Play movies and the Chucky show, so clearly that's what they were trying to do. And I'm sorry, maybe it's just the Chucky lover in me, but I still think the remake was better than this. Even with the unrated version. And let's talk about that for a minute. So I watched a few reviews when this came out, and there was one common consensus is that, this seemed like it was cut. Like it was meant to be rated R, but cut down to a PG-13, and I guess it's very public that it was, and people are saying, just wait till this comes out on Blu-ray or streaming, and they'll say it's the unrated cut. Sure enough, here we are. They were marketing this thing on Peacock, coming to Peacock, M3GAN, the unrated cut. Everything you couldn't see in theaters, that whole thing, and it's like, yeah, because they're gonna, this thing was clearly a rated R film. The amount of F-bombs in this movie tells me, plain and simple, this was meant to be a rated R film that they said, if we cut it down to a PG-13, we can market it to more people, which is what they do. And now you'll get those assholes on Twitter and stuff going, people are hating on PG-13 horror, and that's not what it is at all. There are some good PG-13 horror out there. Quiet Place, The Ring, to name a couple. But when you have a film obviously made to be rated R, and you're thinking, if we cut down the F-bombs down to 1, it took out the gore, we can make this PG-13 and sell it to more people. Which is kind of stupid if you think about it, because, maybe it's just my point of view, but you'll have just as many fucking adults going to see a rated R version of this than you would teenagers. And that's my thought. People think, more people can see it. Yes, you can bring more teenagers, but also a PG-13 horror film will also turn away some adults. They'll say, it's PG-13, I'm not messing with that. So if you keep it rated R, though, there are still some adults that would see this and go, okay, it's about adult kids. I'll take, there are some adults that would take their kids to see this. You can go in there, under 17, you can go in there with an adult approval. I would take my son to see this if it was rated R. All I need to know is that there's no nudity, which in a movie like this, you wouldn't think there would be. So, yeah, just the whole idea. And it's Blumhouse marketing, so obviously you saw the whole movie in the trailers. But the weirdest thing for me with the marketing is that we're coming out, and I was seeing them on ads on YouTube first. I thought it was fake. I thought this was some fake ad thing that something was going around. I don't know. It seemed very fake to me. And then all of a sudden people were like, this new movie, M3GAN. I'm like, movie? This is a movie? This is real? This is happening. This is happening. This is actually happening. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so the unrated cut came out, or the original cut, you should say, came out on Peacock last night, the 24th. I was not home, so I could not watch it, but as soon as I got home, I put it on, right away. And right away, this is cliche as hell. A little girl and her parents are driving, there's a car accident, the parents die, she's sent to live with her aunt who just so happens to be building this AI thing that she decides, since the girl has connected with this other robot thing, she says, okay, let's put her with M3GAN, and it works. And then of course M3GAN gets a little too defensive of the kid and starts killing people, which is exactly what it is. Now, my hats are off. Again, going back to the marketing, my hats are off to M3GAN, because they had the balls to release that as a rated R film. But clearly, Blumhouse didn't have the balls to do it. They were like, okay, obviously people are going to compare this to the 2019 most likely because they did this in response to it. But also, if we market this as PG-13, we get some more tickets and maybe get more kids in here to see this. Whereas the other one was rated R, we can stick it to them, which is probably why they did it. But this has that same feel of Child's Play. There's even a stupid ass song that the doll sings in this. You know, you are my body until the end. More than a body, you're my best friend. There is a stupid song they sing together, and at the end, when she's about to kill the fucking doll, she sings the song. Just like Chucky does in the 2019 reboot. They were clearly trying to rip off or stick it to that Child's Play. And it's the same idea of the AI going screwy, overrunning its parameters, only in this version, I don't know. Is it ever said why it does? It's a prototype, and so it overdoes its parameters on purpose, just because it, or just does it because it's a prototype. The other one, it was hacked into. It's basically that Simpsons Treehouse of Horror with the little Krusty the Clown doll. Oh, here it is. It was Mr. Evil. That kind of thing with the Child's Play, where here it's a prototype that goes nuts. There's this subplot with this guy Kurt who's trying to sell secrets to another company, I guess. I know that M3GAN at one point says, "Oh, you did this. You were trying to sell something," and I'm just like, but did he actually mess with her? Or is she just saying that to set him up? And she kills him anyway, but I don't know. And there's a point in the film where it was very telegraphed what was going to happen. Is when she goes to this birthday party, she brings M3GAN even though she's not supposed to, and the aunt stays there. M3GAN stays with the toys. Which why would have kids bring a bunch of stuffed animals to the, I don't know. And they go on like a scavenger hunt or something. And she is paired with this bully kid. This bully kid's about to be paired with another person, and then the kid obviously whispered something. Like, I don't want to be with him. And so she gets paired with the bully. Why would you pair this big-ass bully-looking kid with this little girl? I'm sitting there going, okay, this is way too obvious. You know that M3GAN's going to end up killing this kid. Why wouldn't you just pair him with someone else and have the kid who's bullied paired with her? Because we have to have this kid get killed. And M3GAN doesn't directly kill him. I mean, she pulls his ear off, but he gets hit by a fucking truck that's going by. And yeah. And then it starts to get ridiculous where towards the later half of the film where she tries to call her assistant Tess and the doll intercepts. It's like these movies, okay, shut off, but they don't shut off. What is the point of having a shut off command if it doesn't work? Once they're shut off, they should say shut off, but it never works. Like, it never works. She's connected to everything because she is. And they kind of ruin the twist ending, sort of, because she connects to the home security system that they have set up at the beginning of this. It's automatically reminded me of Smart House, the Disney Channel original movie. But she's hooked up to it. She makes it, say things. Like, well, why would you ask me how I am? You're not programmed to do that. And then M3GAN's just standing there. And then at the end, after they've destroyed M3GAN, the little home security thing moves. The security camera moves. Like, oh, she's in the system. Which, again, is just like the end of the Child's Play remake, where it's revealed that Chucky downloaded himself into another doll. So, yeah, I'm just going to say, they're ripping off the Child's Play remake. Plain and fucking simple. They're ripping it off. And I know there's a lot of hardcore Chucky fans who just hate that movie. And I think they're being very unfair to it. Because they're not, I don't think these people are just hardcore Chucky fans. They're Don Mancini supporters. And to me, now, I have all the respect in the world for Don Mancini, alright? He's the reason why Child's Play has gotten the way it has. But the guy damn near derailed this series with Seed of Chucky. And then we got Curse of Chucky, which was great. And then he almost did it again with Cult of Chucky, but a little too far. But then season 1 of Chucky came along, and that was good. And then he decided to make season 2 a sequel to Seed of Chucky, and everyone went. And while I don't hate Seed of Chucky, and while I didn't hate season 2 of Chucky because I wanted some follow-up to Glenn and Glenda, they didn't have to go the route that they did, but I was fine with the actor, actress, I'm not sure what you would call them, the person they got, I was fine with her, with them, excuse me, pardon me, don't mean to sound insensitive, with them. It's hard, because they look like a female, so automatically your mind's gonna go, her, but it's them. I just gotta get used to it. I was fine with them. So, yes, but this movie, there were so many things that just click back to that Child's Play remake. And then it's just painfully obvious that they were just trying to stick it. Say, hey, you want to do that. We can do it better. However, I don't think they did. Because to me, they should have released this first. Now, honestly, they didn't have the idea in their head at the time. But this should have been released first, because in my eyes, as a long-life Chucky fan, someone who actually liked the remake, all that comes across to me is ripping it off. Saying, hey, we could try to do that better, and in my opinion, it doesn't. There was far better gore in that one than there was in this, and I liked the characters better. The girl in this, at one point, just gets so insufferable, I wanted to turn it off. And I get what they're going for. She lost her parents. This M3GAN is the only thing that's given her support because her aunt has never had any children. So she's pushed all the responsibility of taking care of her niece onto M3GAN. And so that's the one thing. And now she's taking it away because she doesn't trust M3GAN anymore. And that's causing this girl to freak out. I get it. But my ears were ringing. My ears were on fire when she started just screaming, I want M3GAN! And I was like, okay, you can stop now. You can stop. Just stop. There's also this neighbor that just, I'm autistic, okay? I have this thing where if somebody just keeps repeating the same thing over and over again, or just starts, it gets to me. At one point in the film, this neighbor lady, we obviously see the dog get killed by M3GAN. Well, sort of. It's implied that M3GAN kills the dog. I don't think we see it. But obviously, M3GAN killed the dog. And this woman just keeps screaming for her dog. And they have her go on for what seems like a minute of just saying the dog's name. And I'm going, can we cut to the next scene, please? And she's just screaming the name. And I'm like, shut up. I had to mute it because it was getting to me so much. I just have her screaming a couple of times and then go looking for it. But to have constantly just be screaming the dog's name, and I don't know the dog's name off the top of my head. Doggy, 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 just constantly for almost a minute. And it's like, okay, that's too much. Too much to be going off. And let's talk about the dance. The thing that was all over the fucking commercials and that made me go, okay, when I saw it. Why? This is the one thing that I could say wasn't from Child's Play. He didn't have a dance. There was a bear, but he didn't have a dance. Not really. Is there a scene where he's kind of, I don't know. I don't know. This is for Tupac. I don't know. I don't know. But it just, maybe this movie just wasn't for me. I didn't hate it. I actually thought it was good. I'll say good. It's a good movie. It had a good theme about it. It's nothing we haven't seen before, like absentee parent pushes the, but like I said, it's basically Child's Play 2019 without the Chucky character. And if the parent was a little more irresponsible, you know, and it kind of hurts me to say that Aubrey Plaza was a more responsible parent than Allison Williams, but you know, there it is. You think that Aubrey Plaza wouldn't play a responsible character anywhere? She usually plays characters that don't give a shit, but she was more responsible than. At least Allison Williams didn't have a dirtbag boyfriend who actually had a family, you know. But yeah, there was acting that was good, but I just don't know how they did M3GAN. Was it an actress? Was it sometimes animatronic? Was it an actress doing motion stuff? I don't know, but I will say that I didn't hate this movie. It just, everything that I saw was coming up Child's Play 2019. Like, I've seen it before. Saw that in 2019. Saw that in 2019. Saw it. It's just nothing new coming from this. So, I'm going to have to say that M3GAN sits firmly in the middle of the road for me. But I wouldn't, obviously I'm going to buy the Blu-ray when it comes out. I'm a physical media whore, so I'm going to get it. And I will rewatch it again, even if it's on there, or rewatch it on Peacock. I don't know. Like I said, it just kept reminding me of Child's Play 2019, which I think, at least in my opinion, was done better. Obviously, the child is more appropriate age in this. She's 9, where Andy was 13 in that one, so there's, you know, a little more appropriate. The original Andy was 6 years old in the original, played by a 7-year-old Alex Vincent, but still, is more appropriate. But I don't know. I just like the characters more in that one than this one. Would this make it original versus remake? It'd be original remake versus new remake. I don't know. It just seems very much we're doing this as a big middle finger to the Child's Play 2019. That's what it came across. And you have James Wan as a producer on this. He didn't direct it. I feel like if he directed it, it probably would have been a little bit better. But he produced it. Which is all to say that he said, okay, here's a check. Do whatever. You know, when someone produces something, like Steven Spielberg producing the Transformers movie. I don't think the Transformers movie he was never on set. He's just like, yeah, okay, Michael Bay, do what you want, I'll pay for it, just do it. You're making me money, so let's do it. Basically what it is. But James Wan could have added a little more in this, who knows. But for what it was fine. It's the middle of the road, of course. But, yes, so, I got stuff coming. We're almost done with Nickelodeon month at this point. We're getting close. March of the Living Dead is coming. I've got all that recorded. The Hills Have Eyes review series is coming also in March. I did all 4, so that's coming. And I'm going to do one last My GM Mode series for the channel before 2K23 comes out. And the WrestleMania card, I've got to get that. I've got to get that going, because I do. But after eliminating some movies from last year that I'm not gonna do, I got a few I gotta review yet. And then I can do my ranking for that. But I'm gonna focus on recording the new My GM series. Hopefully it'll cooperate. I'll explain in that video. But for now, what are your thoughts on M3GAN, M3GAN, whatever you want to call it? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.